All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review. The game we're reviewing today is Highguard, the newest hero shooter from the masterminds behind Apex Legends. I like Apex. It's a game that I've been playing on and off for years now. I kind of suck at it, but still think it's a fun game. And once every few months, I like to get back into it to see, you know, what's going on in the game. Yeah, when I learned that the developers were making a new hero shooter, I thought, okay, let's try it. Apex is cool. They probably this game's probably gonna be cool as well. I trust in these developers. It came out 2 days ago. Me and my brother have been playing it quite a lot over these last few days. Uh, and yeah, I feel like I'm ready now to give you guys my thoughts on the game. As always, we're gonna split it into four sections. I split the review into four sections concerning gameplay, visuals, story, and soundtrack. I usually also divide my reviews into a spoiler-free and a spoiler-full part, but there is nothing that you can spoil in this game. It's a hero shooter, let's be real. Let's get into the gameplay part. So, First of all, you can very clearly see that this was made by the same people who made Apex. The core gameplay is very similar. You got a few characters, each of them has their own passive ability, they have an active ability and an ultimate, and you run around the map collecting different weapons and upgrades, armor, helmets, stuff like that. It's very similar to Apex. And the movement and the gunplay is also very similar to Apex, which is good. The gunplay and the movement in Apex always felt really, really smooth to me, and it does feel really smooth in this one as well. I do think the core gameplay is really, really enjoyable. Mm. One thing that sets this game apart other from Apex and other hero shooters is the game mode. The gameplay in Highguard revolves around attacking bases. Like every team has their own base, and the goal is to destroy the other team's base. And there is a huge map separating these two bases, and first you have to find the shield breaker, which is like this big sword that you can use to start a raid on the enemy base. You have to take the shield breaker to the other team's base, and then the raid starts, and you have to destroy the generators on the other team's base to win. Like I said, it does have a lot of Apex DNA, but the base raiding element is definitely something new and unique to this game. So yeah, I think that the game mode is pretty cool. I think it's like fine. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't call it the most fun game mode, but I do like that they tried to do something unique. That's definitely something I can appreciate. I think at times it is kind of tedious to run around the map and collect all the stuff and then grab the shield breaker and then getting there. I think like the loop of the game mode sometimes is a little tedious, but overall I think it's a fine game mode. I do feel like the raiding of the bases is really fun. Everything that kind of leads up to it is like it's not bad, but sometimes it's kind of boring because you always get this phase before the shield breaker even spawns. You have this phase where you can just run around the map freely and collect stuff, which is fine, but like doing it after every single raid does get kind of tedious in my opinion. So Yeah, but I still do think it's a cool game mode. Definitely, definitely is. The developers definitely try to make something cool here. So yeah, that's that. All the guns I think are pretty cool. Like I do really like the guns. They feel really cool to use. The designs on them are really nice, and yeah, they do work. They do work really well for the most part. Uh, yeah, I definitely do like the guns in this game. The character, I haven't tested all the character abilities, but the ones that I have tested most of them. All of them, most of them are pretty cool. There are some pretty cool, unique abilities that you can get here. Like you can, there's one character create a spawn point for your team. So when you're doing a raid, you can just sneak in and uh, create a spawn point in the enemy base, which you can then use to catch them off guard. There's a character who can break through walls, which is also very useful for raiding. So yeah, I do feel the character abilities are quite good. Yeah, so that's mostly it for the gameplay part. There's one more thing though. One more thing in the gameplay part which I definitely want to talk about, and that is a pretty significant bug that I've encountered. So, mm, yeah, the developers better patch this one quickly because when ranked mode comes around for this game and people start getting this bug, they won't be too happy about it. Right, the bug in question is a pretty interesting one. It happens sometimes when you emote or inspect your weapon, and sometimes when you emote or inspect your weapon, the game will just prevent you from walking for the whole rest of the match. I'm serious. Sometimes when you emote or inspect weapon, the game just locks you in place, sticks you to the ground, and you cannot walk no matter what you do for the whole rest of the match. The only way you can move when you get this bug is if you get on your mount, but there are certain areas on the map where you can't use your mount. So if you get into one of those, then you're just screwed. You're just gonna stand still till the rest of the match. You can't do anything about it. I tried everything to get rid of this bug. I tried killing myself. I tried changing controllers. I tried emoting again. I tried switching weapons, reloading, throwing away items, everything. And nothing worked. So until the developers get this bug patched, emote at your own risk. Yeah. Well, with all that being said, I think, yeah, I do think the game is pretty cool, but in its current state, I don't really get why you would play this over Apex. Like, maybe when the game continues to evolve and new content gets added, then maybe I could see that. But for the moment, I feel like Apex is just better. Like, Apex has so much more content. I don't see how and why any Apex player would switch to Highguard at the moment. I think the game couple, still needs some more features for it to actually be a viable replacement for Apex. Because yeah, the gunplay is extremely similar in both games, but Apex has more guns, more characters, more modes, more maps, just a lot more content. So until Highguard can So until Highguard gets few more content updates, I don't really see the reason why you would play this over Apex, unless you like really like the game mode in Highguard, which I mean I don't think it's like that fun. I think it is moderately enjoyable, but it's not, you know, fun enough to warrant a complete game switch, in my opinion. But yeah, I definitely not don't think that this game mm, lacks a future. Yeah, I think this game has quite a lot of potential. They keep updating it regularly. Maybe, maybe one day it will be very successful. Who knows? All right, now that brings us to the visual part. So I think overall the game looks pretty cool. Like the maps do look nice. These big open areas, they have all sorts of cool features. The weapon designs are pretty decent too. I do think all the weapons are pretty cool, especially the Corsair and the Paladin. I think the designs for those are really nice. As for the characters, I do think the designs are cool for the most part. I think all the characters look pretty cool. Yeah, we're just not a whole lot to say about the visuals. There's nothing that will blow you away, but they do look nice, in my opinion. Yeah. Mm, so that's that. Okay, so the next section in my reviews is usually the story. Now, I don't know the lore of this game, and I don't really plan on digging into it. I've never been into uncovering the lore of hero shooters, so I can't comment on that. But what I will comment on, which does fall under the story category in my reviews, are the characters themselves. I think all of them are pretty cool. Like, I think all the characters are pretty likable, especially Slade. I think Slade is just really charmingly silly, and I like him a lot. The voice acting for all the characters are also pretty good. No complaints there. I don't think any of the characters are annoying. Mm, yeah, I definitely think that with the characters and the voice acting, they did a pretty good job. Because the last thing you want is to have your character be annoying. The last thing you want in a hero shooter is for people to be annoyed by the character's voice lines, which I don't think is the case here with Highguard. I think the characters are quite likable, actually. Yeah, and then the last part of the review is the soundtrack, which I won't really comment on. I mean, the soundtrack in Highguard is nothing special. It's kind of just generic epic music, which I mean, sure, it's fine. It really reminds me of Paladin's music, which wasn't great. Yeah, so no opinions on the soundtrack really. It's just kind of generic. Yeah, so like I said, I think this game does have some potential. Like I definitely don't think that this game is destined to fail. It does have a good base that the developers should build on. And yeah, yeah, like I said, for the moment, I think Apex is still the superior option just because of how much content uh, it has. It has gotten over the like 5 years. It's been out 6 years even. But Highguard continues to evolve. I do think this game might be successful. I have hope in these developers. I'm not going to continue playing it, I don't think. I do want to get the Platinum Trophy and then dip. But maybe someday, maybe in a year, this game is amazing. And I'll just uninstall Apex instantly and say, dude, Highguard is the shit right now. Who knows? So anyway, that is it for this review. And I will see you guys whenever I see you.